Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of The Exercise Engineer. This week I am sharing my personal reset approach to fat loss, and specifically how if I was aiming to lose 4 kg in 4 weeks by tidying up my habits, this is how I would do it. I don't necessarily want to lose 4 kg in 4 weeks, let's just get that clear. But sometimes, especially at the end of a race, like I've been continuing to eat the same amount as I was eating during my 100k running weeks, and I'm just feeling a little bit fluffy, So need to sort of reset that, strip the calories back a little bit more, up the steps, reduce the running, all of those things. So if you are feeling stuck, like sort of bad habits have crept in, you need a fresh start, this episode is for you. I'm going to walk you through about 10 changes that I'm going to make, explain sort of the research and the science behind each of them and why I'm choosing to do those things, and then also give you actionable takeaways that you can then implement literally today. So this is exactly how, if I wanted to lose 4 kg in 4 weeks, I'll probably aim for more like 2 kg in 4 weeks, but this is literally exactly what I'm going to do. But first, I just want to go through a bit more of the science with calories, with fat loss, all of that good stuff. If you've listened to a few of my older episodes, you might have heard bits of this, but it's always good to just recap because I sometimes go back through it as well. So, calories in versus calories out, it's literally science. So what that means is every day your body needs a certain amount of energy, which is your calories, to function. This is like, think of like fueling a car. You get energy from food and drinks, which are your calories in, and then you use energy like through living, moving, thinking, and exercising, and those are your calories out for the day. And why this matters, in order to lose fat, you need to be using more energy than you are putting in your body, and that is called a calorie deficit. If you eat more than you are burning, you are going to gain weight. If you eat less, you will lose weight. It's literally science. So I think a common myth that a lot of people think is some people think it's certain foods or certain diets that will burn fat magically, but it always comes back to this simple equation of energy balance. It's got to be calories in versus calories out. So for example, if your body is burning 2,000 calories a day and you eat 1,800, you are in a 200 calorie deficit. And then over time, that will add up to fat loss. So what I don't want you to take from that is you need to physically burn 2,000 calories a day. Your body is naturally burning a lot of this for you. So this moves me into your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. So what this means is the total number of calories that your body is burning in a day. And it's made up of a few different things. So main thing is your BMR. So your basal metabolic rate, which is the calories that your body literally burns at rest just to keep you alive. So these are things like your breathing, your heartbeat, everything like that. I also call them coma calories. If you were in a coma, like you would literally still be burning. Mine's about 1,500, I think, 1,600. So if I did literally no exercise all day, my body would still burn 1,600 calories. So you just need to get the rest of it up through other things like walking, which is known as a non-exercise activity thermogenesis, so our NEAT. This is the sort of training that this is the bit that we need to increase. This is the easiest bit to also increase as well. So all movement that isn't classed as like formal exercise, so walking, cleaning the house, fidgeting, like what I'm doing with my hands as I'm speaking right now, that is all burning energy. That is all our NEAT activity, so non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Like so much walking can come into this, getting your steps in, that comes into this. Then you've got your exercise. So we've got our BMR, our NEAT, our exercise, whatever structured workout we are doing that day, whether that's running, strength training, classes. That's pretty standard. And if you aim for 1 or 2 of those a day, you're going to be absolutely fine. I shouldn't just say that as if it's a standard thing to do more than 2 workouts a day. Like, that is a bit more on the extreme side where I'm sitting, but we'll just ignore that for now. And then finally, TEF, which is thermic effect of food or feeding. So your calories will use, your body will use calories in order to help digest and process food. So protein actually burns more calories to digest than carbs or fats. So super cool that we should be eating more protein anyway in order to help repair our muscles. And if you eat more protein, your body's going to burn more calories using them. It is very minimal. I will just say that. It's not a ridiculous amount. It's percentages. But it's still, every little helps. And why your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure, why that matters is understanding that will help you figure out how many calories you want to eat throughout the day in order for you to create a calorie deficit, in order to not burn calories, but lose fat. I think most people underestimate how much they eat and overestimate how much they are burning. So really important to have a good estimate of what you think that is. There are so many calorie calculators out there, which are fantastic, but you do need to take them with a pinch of salt. There is one in my Instagram bio. I can pop it in the show notes of this as well. Really, really important that you do take it with a pinch of salt, and it's more about trial and error. So when you get your TDEE, which is your calories out, then you can work out your calories in by creating a little bit of a deficit. So we need to be aiming for, you can go up to 500 calories per day. If you were aiming for 4 kg in 4 weeks, which does seem extreme, by the way, you need to be in a 1,000 calorie deficit per day. It's slightly outrageous, and it's going to take a hell of a lot of steps, and it's not sustainable at all. What is more sustainable is about 1 pound of fat lost per week, which is 500 calorie deficit per day, because 1 pound of fat is equivalent to 3,500 calories, and if you're working in kg, that's 2.2 pounds for 1 kg, so that means it's about 1,000 calories in a deficit per day. So if I worked out that my TDEE was 2,500, it's slightly more than that at the moment, but if it's 2,500, maybe mine's more like 3,000 actually. Yeah, we're going to go with 3,000 because I do 2 workouts a day. I'm getting my 20,000 steps in, 3,000 calories a day. If I want to lose 1 kg of fat per week, I need to be in a 1,000 calorie deficit, so I need to be eating 2,000 calories a day and burning 3,000 calories a day. I know I just spitballed loads of numbers at you there, so I don't expect you to fully follow that, but if you work out your TDEE and you want help creating a calorie deficit, you want help with that, just DM me, give me a shout, email me. More than happy to help with that. Just a little bit more about NEAT activity before we move into 10 of the things that I'm personally going to do. So NEAT, as I said, is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And it's from all the daily movements that we do that isn't exercise. So really simple things like tapping your foot and stuff like that is going to work towards your NEAT. And the reason why it matters, it can make such a huge, huge difference. Like 2 people with the same workout routine can burn hundreds more calories a day just by moving more outside the gym. So if you had 2 people, exactly the same weight, height, age, their BMR is going to be exactly the same, their coma calories are exactly the same. You have exactly the same workout schedule, they both go for a run and do strength training in one day, but person B also does an extra 15,000 steps on top of their workout, and person A just sits down for the rest of the day, person B is going to burn a ridiculously amount more calories. Like, some studies have shown that it's up to 2,000 calories different just from being more physically active, moving more, like being the person, if you're watching TV on a night, being the person that get up and get some drinks or whatever, like that. It's those little habits. If you just naturally move more, you are going to burn more. It just makes it a little bit easier. So an actionable tip for this is just to increase your steps, stand up more, be less sedentary, that will just boost fat loss. I don't want to say boost as if it's like, it's not really a boost, it's just, you're just moving more, so you are burning more calories. Without it feeling like loads of extra work. Like, imagine if I said, right, actually today I want you to do 4 workouts, but then the rest of the time you can just sit still. Most people would just be like, no, give me 1 workout and I'll happily walk to and from somewhere multiple times, or go for a nice evening walk with my partner. Those are really easy things that you can do. And then just a few more bits. Protein, as I said earlier, is going to burn more calories. Digesting, also super important. If you are working out every day, we need to repair those muscles properly. It's found in, we all know that it's like chicken, fish, tofu, eggs, beans, and it's literally building and repairing your muscles. It also keeps you fuller for longer. It's much more filling macronutrient compared to eating more carbs, so you're much less likely to snack throughout the day or overeat. Again, it protects your muscles. When we are trying to lose weight, you want to lose the fat, not muscle. So eating enough protein will help your body hold on to the muscle that it already has, and you will lose weight from losing fat and not losing muscle. And protein also helps you burn more calories. Again, this is very, very minimal, but your body uses more energy to digest protein compared to carbs and fats. Your body uses more energy to have more muscle on the body. They burn naturally more calories than fat does just to be alive on your body. So your natural metabolism and your BMR will technically go up the more muscle you've got. Again, it is very minor, but it does all add up. And it will compound and compound and compound. So if you are still strength training in 5, 10, 15 years time, that muscle is going to be like really, really strong. It's going to be dense. You're going to be burning calories just from having that muscle on your body. And that is why you should aim to eat a source of protein at every single meal, and also strength train 2 to 3 times a week minimum. This is any exercise that challenges your muscles. So picking up weight, you can do body weight exercises, get some resistance bands, get a kettlebell for your home. I've got 500 videos on YouTube for you to literally just follow along workouts with me. It's so beneficial. If you hate going to a gym, absolutely fine. I don't expect you to go into a gym. You can do resistance training, strength training, all from home. I did for 3 years, and I've built the base of my muscle from home. So if you need some inspiration, get yourself on YouTube, type in the Exercise Engineer home workouts, bang. 500 to choose from. 30 minutes, 50 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you need, it's there. All done for you. See, I'm making this super easy for you guys. So why it matters for fat loss is for strength training. So as I said, it builds muscle. More muscle means you have a higher metabolism, which means you are burning more calories at rest. It will shape your body as well. Like, when people say, I want to look toned, so therefore I need to just lose fat, it's like, no, you want to look toned. The toned comes from the muscle. You can't just lose fat and expect to look toned. If you haven't built the muscle there, you're gonna get that thing called skinny fat, and no one really likes that. I'm not saying that's really mean, but if you want the toned look, the toned comes from building muscles. So even upper body gals, if we don't want to look bulky, you're not going to look bulky. with your upper body. Tone it and it'll look, everyone loves a little bit of a bicep. Get your shoulders going. Maybe my back's a little bit too big at the moment, but that's okay. We love it. So toned. No, I don't think I'm toned. But anyway, final reason for strength training is to also protect your general health. It is going to reduce risk of injury. It will improve your bone health, your bone strength, your bone density, and then will also support long-term fat loss as well, as I said. But Lou, I do really well in the first week and then really struggle with motivation and stuff. Accountability, consistency, motivation, dedication, it all comes under the same thing. Get someone to keep you on track. Could be a coach, a friend, a journal. You're much more likely to stick to the plan if you have someone to check in with or you're recording your progress. So find a buddy, get a challenge, log it all on an app with your food and your workouts. And just do the basics really, really well. So over and over again, even when you don't feel motivated, just get the basics done. Just do it. Just tick it off. Motivation will come and go, but the people that succeed are the ones who just keep going. Even on those tough days when you don't feel motivated, that's where dedication kicks in. So focus on those little daily habits, not the big goals. Think smaller. Smaller, consistent little things that are going to add up, and you will definitely get there so much quicker. It seems slow at first, but if you go way too hard too quick, chances are you're going to fail, and then you're going to take 3 steps back, and then you're 3 steps behind where you were. So you're better off taking one small step forward every single day, and then you'll get there much quicker, I promise. I made a few more notes about liquid calories, intermittent fasting and stuff like that, but I think I'm just going to move on to the 10 changes that I'm going to make myself, and then I might just slip those on the bottom as well. Right, the first one might seem quite rogue, but these are genuine changes that I am making this week in order to help me lose fat. Not loads. I'm maybe not aiming for 4 kg in 4 weeks, but I do just want to tidy it all up, get back in control of my eating and my habits. They've just got a little bit out of control. So, number 1, I am going to remove bagels and bread. And usually I don't say cut out main food groups. I'm still going to get plenty of carbs in, but the bagels got out of hand, guys. It got out of hand. I was having 3 a day. And realistically, if I'm reducing my running, I do not need 3 bagels a day. It made me get really, really lazy with my cooking. Like I don't even count it as cooking, putting a bagel in the toaster. Like I was cooking some eggs every now and again to put on it with some avocado. Again, not cooking, that's breakfast. And I was having those for like main meals. So I am replacing those with Weetabix on a morning with yogurt and fruit, and then rice or like any form of pasta or rice with plenty of vegetables, a main source of protein like salmon or steak. I just think bagels, as much as I love them, I really, really do love them, they are so calorie dense. They are quite easy to overeat. And again, as I said, I was just getting lazy with my cooking. Weetabix is much higher in fibre, lower in calories. I'm therefore filling up on it a little bit more. Rice is a very simple carb, easy to digest. Just goes really well with vegetables and stuff on an evening. Whereas bagel, I was trying to have it with normal meals and it just wasn't fitting in, and then I just prioritised the bagel. So at least this way I'm getting salmon, steak in, plenty of vegetables, got beetroot on there, got some rice on there. Satiety research has also shown that higher fibre foods, low calorie foods will help you feel a lot fuller on fewer calories, whereas bagels are quite dense. I'm not at all saying cut out bagels. I just need to get a grasp on it. reintroduce other foods back into my diet that went to absolute shit during marathon training. And yes, they are fantastic. And I will probably still have a bagel as like my pre-long run on a weekend, but don't need to be having 3 a day. Got out of hand. So that's number one. We've just removed bagels for at least this week. Just remind my body that I don't need to live on bagels every single day. Number 2, I am going to increase my daily step count. So, and that is not including my runs, because during marathon training, I did prioritize my running. And even on the days where maybe I had some longer runs in there, I just didn't care about my steps at all. And I was just using the runs as the steps, whereas that was mainly the workout. So in order to increase my NEAT, I need to focus on almost reducing the runs, which, yes, you could argue burns calories, but that also spikes hunger, cravings, the need for bagels. So if we are reducing my running, which I think is going to come slightly later on, I am increasing my daily steps to 20,000, which might seem ridiculous, but it's not. For my lifestyle, I'm only increasing that by probably like 5,000 to 7,000. So it's absolutely doable. If you're currently sitting on about 6,000 steps a day, increase it to more like 9,000, 10,000. Don't just think, well, Lou's doing 20,000 steps a day plus running, I need to do 20,000 steps a day. Doesn't work like that. It's okay. There's just, as long as you're increasing your baseline, that's what matters. So walking will increase the calorie burn without increasing my appetite would, which high intensity exercise definitely does. Like, again, NEAT is the major factor in why people gain weight more than others, because other people are just naturally much more active. Make the extra excuse, like, just go walk and get a coffee, go treat yourself, get a coffee out, get your steps in. And then you could argue, well, then you're having an extra coffee. Well, no, it's not. That's still my daily coffee. Which leads me very quickly on to number 3, which is work from a library instead of home. So I found a lovely little library, which is about 30-minute walk away, which is perfect. It's absolutely stunning. It's a lovely little walk right through the middle of Bondi Junction, just out the other side of it, and there's absolutely nothing there, which means I don't snack like I would at home. And it's forcing me to walk. That's 1 hour of walking per day, which I didn't do when I was working from home. So it's going to make me walk more. It reduces temptations to snack because I'm not in the house literally surrounded by food. And it is creating a clear work-life boundary for me, which I definitely needed. My work before finding this library, which I only found yesterday, I might add, was very sporadic, and it felt really clunky and it wasn't smooth, and I made it it just made it really difficult to stay motivated. So there's so many reasons why working from this library is going to make such a difference to not just my step count, but my snacking. The environmental cues matter hugely. Like, changing your environment will help you change your habits. So I used to walk down to even a coffee shop and think, oh yeah, I'm not going to snack. But there was always a shop en route that I would stop in to get some snacks before I got to the coffee shop, or on the way back. There's always shops everywhere, or you can snack in the cafe. There's always tempting treats, which I'm actually quite good at saying no to, especially like during weekdays. But still, like, there's been so much research that changing your environment will help you change your habits, and it just makes it so much easier because the habits are you're just on repeat with them, and removing yourself from that environment where you did the bad snacking or whatever your bad habit was, removing yourself from that environment, making it as hard as possible for you to achieve those habits, is going to make it way more doable to stick to. So that is number 3, and that's honestly going to be game changing, because I don't feel like I need to buy something in the cafe, and I'm not restricted to, like, cafes now, we're in winter in Australia, closing at like 2. I do some of my best work in the afternoon, and the library stays open until 9. 9. Can't wait for those late. I'm in there with all the school kids revising for their exams. It's quite amusing. Number 4, book onto earlier classes. So I just get up and get out. Like, last night in bed, I planned out my full day, booked onto my classes, booked a room in the library, and it just having those set booking times is going to really help me stick to schedule. I've only got certain periods within that to eat as well, which is huge, because I just used to snack all day, every day, and like eat bits here, eat bits there, like have half a meal. Like it was so, when I say it was so clunky, it was not nice. So morning activity, sometimes I'd wake up feeling really groggy and then not do my run and then leave it till later. Whereas now, if I book onto a class, it's going to get me up, get me out. It sets the tone for the day if you exercise on a morning. It helps with your routine, reduces the chance of skipping workouts. I mean, I don't skip workouts, I just postpone them, which isn't great either, because then I end up feeling quite minging throughout the whole day. And if I don't feel good, chances are I'm then going to eat more and then spiral back into those bad habits. So this, I guess, is almost like throwing me off my schedule from before. So it feels like a new schedule, new set times for eating, showering, working out, set work blocks, all of that. So like morning exercises, research has shown this actually, morning exercises are much more consistent and report better adherence as well, because they just get up, get it done. In the morning, that is when your willpower, if you will, is at its highest. And yes, it does almost deteriorate throughout the day as you do get more tired. Like the amount of times that you're saying no in your brain, that is like peeling back at your willpower all day. So by the time you get to the evening, it's like, oh, should I go do it? Yes, no. And you're much more likely to just be like, oh, no, I can't do it. Or, oh yeah, let's go out and get some snacks. No. You're much more likely to just get up, get it done, adhere to the program, your routine, much more likely just to get up and do it if you book onto those earlier classes as well. And if I book on the night before and I can't cancel the next morning because it's going to charge me. So I'm really leaning into my skint self, my skint uni self, where I'm like, no, I don't want to spend a tenner because I can't be bothered to get out of bed. Nah, get out of bed. Easily done. Thing number 5 that I'm changing, which you might also think, Lou, what's this got to do with anything? I'm switching to watching YouTube instead of Netflix on an evening. And it might sound really rogue, but it's going to help me choose more inspiring videos to watch instead of just crap where you could just watch on repeat and it's just, you'll just mindlessly eat while watching it or whatever. That's where most people do their snacking, is in front of the TV on an evening. If you choose more of an inspiring topic, maybe not inspiring is the right word, but Netflix is just very passive and it will lead to mindless snacking. YouTube with intentional topics is going to keep me inspired. It keeps me learning. So last night, for example, I watched the CrossFit Games. Or it wasn't the CrossFit Games. It was one of the stages before the CrossFit Games that people qualify to get to the CrossFit Games. Now, I'm not into CrossFit yet. Because I'm not ready for it. But it's definitely inspiring me. I definitely want to get involved in something like this. So just learning about it on an evening through YouTube, like I'm not learning loads, I'm not making notes. I'm just watching these strong-ass women fling their body up on some rings or like fly up on the rope without using their legs. It's like, how? Like, it is mind-blowing how much they are lifting at a decent pace, and they're good at running as well. They were on the ski erg as well last night, and I was like, God, I think I'm fit. And then you look at some of these women, and it is next level, and it is so inspiring to watch. So that's what I watched last night, and it was fantastic. And also, a bit more of the science behind it. Dopamine response to new educational content can actually boost your motivation as well. It will also reduce cravings for junk food because you're clearly watching inspiring people do inspiring things. So why would you want to sit there eating crap? Like, no. Be inspired to, if you do want an extra snack, just have a protein bar or protein yogurt or something that's going to help you towards your goals instead of just make you feel like crap while you're watching some insane stuff. I sort of touched on this one earlier. So number 6 is to run less. I think this is going to help with reducing my cravings, and also don't want to get injured while I'm trying to be in a calorie deficit. So if I reduce my running, I'm much less likely to get injured here. Really long or frequent running can really spike hunger, spike cravings, and it's really difficult to stick to a calorie deficit. Like high volume cardio, loads of research has found like an increase in appetite in most individuals when they do it. So it does make sense that my cravings have been through the roof, but that's because I've been running 80, 90, 100 kilometers per week, plus doing all my Hyrox workouts, plus doing 3 strength sessions a week. Like, it's just a lot. So it's no wonder that my body is just crying out for more food. Even when most days I was eating 4,000 calories a day, easily. Not like, that's not difficult for me to do at all. And I just think, let's just rein it all back in. If I want to cut down on my calories and get back in control of that, I'm going to have to cut back on exercise as well. I cannot maintain that much exercise and still try and lose weight and put myself eating less in a calorie deficit. I am just going to injure myself. So being really responsible by reducing my running, which is actually quite difficult for me because I really, really enjoy it. So we're just reining that in ever so slightly. I need to stop saying don't I? It's very annoying. I was about to do it again then. I'm trying to not. Okay. Is that the same thing? Number 7. This also might seem really rogue, but I'm going to swap my second banana for raspberries or cherries in the day instead. So at the moment, I've been having banana on a morning and then banana on an evening as well as part of like my evening snack, or maybe I do have it as like an afternoon snack as well, but usually in my Weetabix bowl. I don't think I need it because I'd rather have a more variety of fruit going into my gut as well. There's different benefits in different fruits, so it's just to help mix that up a little bit more, introduce more fruits and vegetables into my diet. Berries are lower in calories as well and super tasty still. I just again. They are higher in fibre, antioxidants, all that good stuff. Like, bananas are fantastic, but 2 a day does add up. And yes, my body probably needs 2 bananas a day, but if I'm still eating things like Weetabix, other berries, I still got rice, potatoes, like I'm still eating a good amount of carbs. That's just one place that even if I save 50 calories from switching from a banana to some raspberries, even saving 50 calories a day, that's 350 calories in the week. That's nearly the deficit on its own. Oh my God, was that right math? That's ridiculous. Wow, that's so true. Wow, I've nearly created a 500 calorie deficit just from switching banana to berries. See, it's that. It's these simple, like, people overcomplicate fat loss so much. Tiny, tiny swaps can make huge differences if it's compounded over 7 days. That is, there you go. There you go. The fibre in the berries as well will also improve satiety and gut health. Obviously, you're getting different bacterias in there, and it's just really good for it. The more colour means different vitamins, different nutrients are going in there. It's just all really good for you. Okay, number 8. Again, might sound rogue, but I'm going to swap my second coffee of the day. I don't have 2 coffees every single day, but sometimes I do go out for a second coffee, and I've been having an oat matcha, which I love, but I'm very aware that that's another 150 to 200 calories, depending on the size of it. Every coffee place is slightly different. But at the moment, my 1 coffee a day, which I love, large skimmed cappuccino, fantastic. It's, depending on the size of it, depending which cafe I go to, it's between 100 and 150 calories a day. Having a second one of those, again, I'm going to be saving 150 calories a day. Times 7 days, maybe not 7 because I don't have one every day, but even times 4 or times 5, that's more than 600 calories a week saved just from not having that second coffee. So I am going to have, people might backlash me for this, but a no sugar Red Bull. Like, I don't even know how many calories are in those, 10, if that, and it's going to provide me with the same amount of caffeine, and it's delicious and it's refreshing, and it's just, it avoids the excessive calories from the milk and from the sugar. Like, a sugar-free Red Bull has literally minimal calories, same amount of caffeine. It's fantastic. Caffeine also slightly boosts your metabolism. Obviously, watch out for those hidden calories, but if you're having caffeine in the form of a Coke Zero, there's caffeine in that, but no calories. I am not promoting that you have 5 Coke Zeros every single day. That seems ridiculous. But every now and again, if you are trying to lose weight, you still need the caffeine, you want to boost your metabolism, you don't want the calories, bang. Or you can just have a black coffee if you prefer. But I really dislike black coffee, and there was a part of me that, in order to save calories, I've switched to just black coffees before, and it's a sad life. That's desperate. That's if I'm really, really desperate and I need to save a lot of calories, black coffee. But it's a sad life. I don't recommend that. So yeah, switching, even the first one, I didn't have a coffee yesterday, I just had a Red Bull, which, again, people might disagree with, but that's on you guys. Up to you. Just beware of all the other stuff that's in it, but they're not that bad for you. I looked at the ingredients. It's fine. Anyway, number 9. This one is actually really, this one's going to be a game changer. Actually, like all of these are game changers in their own right, but this one is going to really help me reduce my snacking. So eat only at planned meal times, including a planned snack time. So it's eat within that set window. This is going to reduce mindless snacking. It supports calorie control, and it can help like with intermittent fasting as well. So like meal timing and structure has been shown through research to improve adherence huge amounts, because you're not just picking things as you go. So for example, I just had my coffee, my Weetabix raspberry yogurt bowl, and a protein bar, all in the same 40-minute window. Now I will not have anything. I've got my water. I might have a Red Bull in a few hours, but that's me done now until my next eating window. And the beauty of the eating window is I'm not restricting my calories, or I'm not saying, oh, I'm not allowed this, I'm not allowed that. I'm just saying, right, once that 40 minutes is over, no more food. Because what I used to do is feel like I was still hungry and then go back and pick at other things and like maybe have like a mini mini pudding on the end of my lunch, or like maybe grab an extra protein bar just randomly throughout the day when I didn't need it. But having that cut off time is like, right, I can stop eating now. I don't need any more food. Like, I've eaten sufficient in that window, and it's also going to give my gut time to digest the food I've just eaten instead of just constantly grazing. Our gut isn't designed for grazing. We're mainly like carnivores. Like, think how our ancestors used to eat. It was literally like, I'm talking like cavemen times. They would eat a lot in one go and then stop eating for ages. Like, they weren't grazers. And I think sometimes our guts just need that extra few hours just to digest the food properly. And I think that's going to make a huge, huge difference. It's also going to make me drink more water as well, which I've not really struggled with in the past. But I didn't drink much yesterday, and I don't know why. But I remember being like, right, okay, I just definitely need to always have a full water bottle next to me, including electrolytes, once a day as a minimum, stuff like that. But yeah, only eating at planned meal times is going to be huge. And if you know that you want a snack at a certain time, give yourself a 10-minute window. Like, plan it into your day, plan it into your structure, and be like, right, okay, it's snack time. If I want to eat something, don't think, oh, I'm not actually hungry, but it's snack time, so I need to eat. If you don't want it, that's fine. The window is just there in case you want your snack. And number 10, this one, again, might seem rogue, but I don't want to force my social media posts every single day. Which is like, Lou, why is that linked to creating a calorie deficit? Blah, 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 blah. But I used to stay up late to create content, to create leads, to get inspiration. If I hadn't made a reel that day, I'd stay up and be like, oh my God, I haven't made a reel yet. And I would stay awake until I'd made the reel, created the caption, posted it. Sometimes it's then like 11:30. And it's like, well, that's stupid, because now I'm going to be lacking sleep, which makes it harder to get up the next day, which means I've reduced my sleep hours, which means I've reduced my recovery hours, which also means I'm going to wake up hungrier and be hungry throughout the day because my body is craving energy because it's tired. So the more sleep you can get, the more control you are going to feel like you have over your cravings, because you can say no much more easily. Like, your willpower is stronger, your decision making is so much better if you have more clarity, you're more awake, you have the energy from your sleep, so your body isn't craving carbs throughout the day. And I think sleep deprivation has really, really held me back in the past, and it's something I'm really working on, because sleep deprivation increases hunger hormones, it increases cravings. There's been, again, so much research on that. So prioritizing recovery and routine over the algorithm, and if it gets out of hand that I've missed too many days in a row, I need to be more strict with creating a reel into my routine. Like, am I doing it? Maybe I can do them on the walk to and from the library now. Always think about things you can, like, habit stack, which makes it so much easier to actually get things done. So those are the 10 main things I'm changing. I think I just think all of those are so important. It seems like a lot, but it's really, really not, because it's just... I'm just like glancing over them all now. It seems like a lot, but those tiny, tiny switches, little swaps, little rules are just going to help get things back in control, reset, and like bringing it all together. It's not just about one hack. It's not just one diet. It's about stacking loads of small, sustainable changes that are just going to add up and add up and add up. And those tiny tweaks, just to tidy up my routine, tidy up my eating habits, will help us control calories, boost activity, keep you motivated because you're seeing change. You feel better throughout the day because you're sleeping more. Your gut is recovering because you're not snacking and grazing all day. The goal is not perfection at all. It's just progress. So if you slip up, just reset and just keep going. Just keep going. All those tiny, tiny things that I'm switching are just going to compound. Like when I realised switching a banana to berries once a day is going to help hugely in terms of creating a calorie deficit over the week. Huge. Absolutely huge. But yes, that's how it's all going to sort of come together. The main bit now is to keep yourself accountable. So, are you going to use an app, a notepad, a friend for check-in? Because seeing the data just keeps you more aware of the change, and it's just going to help you stay on top of it as well, because you are managing it, you are measuring it. You will honestly stay so much more motivated. Find a buddy, find a coach, share your goals with someone. So this is me sharing it with you guys. Join a community, start a community, or like work with a coach for extra support, and just stay consistent. Not perfect, we're not aiming for perfection at all. Consistency beats intensity every single time. So small wins every single day is better than just all or nothing. And I understand that in order to lose 4 kg in 4 weeks, it probably is a little bit more intense and it is a bit more all or nothing. But sometimes we just need a bit of a reset. Just strip everything back, start again, and don't be too harsh on yourself if you slip up. It's just more about just keep going. And that's how you turn it into a sustainable lifestyle, sustainable little habits that you can compound over the next weeks, months, years. They're the things that are going to make a huge difference, not just smashing 4 workouts in one day. Not going to help. Unless it's a performance-based thing, which even still you need to rest and recover between those. But anyway, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. There was a few more bits earlier on, but I think I'm just going to leave it there. So thank you so much for listening. If you are starting your own reset, I'd love to know what changes that you make. Please share this episode, tag me at the Exercise Engineer. Let's keep each other accountable for this and for coaching programs, or if you just want to chat, check out the links in the show notes as well. And as always, please forward this to one person that you think would really, really benefit from this episode. I will love you and leave you there, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next week. Bye.